Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all is well. And today, I'm with my man Chef Zay, aka Big Bubba, and
Hey,
we're gonna be bringing you guys the game preview for the New York Knicks versus Atlanta Hawks. It's gonna be at Madison Square Garden, so you know this game's gonna be a big deal, especially with the history of the playoffs against the Hawks. And it's just always a close game when we play the Hawks, and it's always just scary because we have to go up against Trae Young. You know, some of the worst hair in basketball, but sadly, he's a good basketball player. But what's going on, Big Bubba? How you doing, man?
Clutch, what's going on, bro? Man, I'm happy to be back, man. It's been a while, bro.
Mhm.
I'm super excited for this game. Oh man, this is gonna be a crazy one, man. In MSG, really surprised that this isn't a primetime game.
Yeah, same.
That they usually, especially like I'm not the biggest fan of ESPN, but they usually are on the ball when it comes to like what teams be on prime time. And I'm like, you're not gonna have the Knicks and the Hawks in prime time, like just to have that crowd.
Mhm.
The crowd tonight is gonna be all like, bro. And I mean, bro, they were doing the fu Trae Young chants in the home opener, and then we was
Yeah.
at the Garden,
Mhm.
and I'm just like, yo, we're not even playing Trae Young right now. Why are we doing this, dude? It's gonna be a playoff game tonight.
Like,
It's gonna be a playoff game tonight.
especially with Jalen Brunson now. The one thing that does suck, because obviously we got Cam Reddish, used to play for the Hawks. Could have been like a revenge game for him. We don't know if he's gonna play. He's questionable. He has an illness right now. It's
Yeah,
non-virus related. I guess some pretty good news. I don't know if he's gonna play tonight, but Quentin Grimes has been upgraded to questionable with that sore foot. And I still wouldn't rush him because we played him in that fourth
no, I
preseason
wouldn't.
game.
Yeah,
He aggravated it. But if Cam and Grimes don't play, how's our depth gonna be there at the wing position? Are we gonna see
Who-
Svi Mikhailuk? Are we gonna see Svi come off the bench? The guy that's kind of good at shooting the ball. We saw him like a little bit in the preseason,
oh
but
man, we might get a what's the kid's name? The with the long last name.
is this Svi Mikhailuk?
Is it FEMA? Is it? It might. See, we might get. Yeah, we might get him.
Yeah.
We might. We might. You might be. You see a hunt. A hunt.
Oh, Ferran Hunt. Okay.
You might see a Ferran Hunt activation tonight. I mean, to be fair though, if I'm defensively, if I'm the Knicks, I might have to play small tonight, man. And I'd probably activate. I bring Deuce in.
Okay, Deuce. All right.
I would bring Deuce and play small because if you really think about it, the Hawks don't have a big squad. Besides I think John Collins
Clint Capella's pretty big. Clint
yeah,
Capella's pretty
but we
big.
got Mitch. We got Mitch and Isaiah Hartenstein. So it's like, it's not we can match size, but if I'm the Knicks, man, and you got Trae Young and you got DeJounte Murray, man, I would
Oh
definitely
yeah.
probably go small a little bit, but hey, you never know. But yeah, man, if those two are not playing tonight, and right now RJ's playing some shaky defense. I know we're gonna talk about him later, but
Yeah, for sure.
it's gonna be a tough one tonight.
Yeah, so the Atlanta Hawks are 4-3 entering this game. The New York Knicks are 3-3. We've come out with victories against the Magic, the Pistons, and the Hornets, and the Atlanta Hawks have actually lost to the Hornets. So they just came off of getting just absolutely wrecked last night by the Toronto Raptors. It was a double-digit game. Trae Young played awful. It's because now there's DeJounte Murray over there that likes to have
Yep.
the ball in his hands. And we know the whole comparison with Trae Young to Stephen Curry coming out of college at Oklahoma because he could shoot the ball deep. But one thing Curry has, or obviously he like they could both shoot, but we know Curry is the best shooter of all time, and they could both pass, but Curry's more experienced and way more polished, and those things that Trae Young is good at. Curry knows how to move without the basketball. I think with
Yeah.
DeJounte Murray, he hasn't learned to move and constantly move. Like he's still standing around in moments. But yeah, they went on to lose to the Charlotte Hornets. We beat the Charlotte Hornets, but this is gonna be a tough game. We got to be able to rebound.
Yes.
And I know when it comes to certain statistics, it may say the Knicks are one of the best rebounding teams in basketball. But if you truly watch the games, we give up huge offensive rebounds in big spots and
Yep.
big moments.
No,
Like, and Mitch is gonna have to be physical in this game, and he can't get into foul trouble. He has to stay out of foul trouble. Like we gave him that contract. Like it's awesome how we got the value with him when it came to being a second round pick. But all that like the honeymoon phase is over. We
yeah.
gave him the contract. It's time to step up, and we got to defend the 3-point line. Even DeJounte Murray, wasn't known as a 3-point shooter entering the season. He's shooting 38% from three. We let the Cleveland Cavaliers knock down 23 3-pointers.
Oh man, it was
I
rough.
I didn't want to bring it up, but we like Dean Wade, who was attempting less than 5 shots per game, ended up scoring 21 points and was killing us from three.
Oh my god, that's disgusting.
Kevin Love was killing us from three. We know Donovan Mitchell was extremely efficient, so we have to close outside of the perimeter. Trae Young, he could shoot it. DeJounte Murray, we'll see if he continues to consistently shoot it. DeAndre Hunter's kind of up and down. John Collins is only shooting like 23%, but sometimes you see him shoot those corner threes. I don't worry about Clint Capella. And a positive for the Knicks, I hope he has a speedy recovery because I don't wish injuries upon anyone. But Bogdanovich is out for this game, which is huge because
He
Bogdanovich
kills the Knicks
oh
every.
kills the Knicks. And another huge questionable injury is Oneka Okongwu, who's a pretty solid defensive player. So the depth, I feel like, needs to take advantage of the Atlanta Hawks. We can't be playing OB 15 minutes, but what are your keys for this game in order to come out victorious? Everyone has different perspectives, but go ahead.
Yeah, my keys are rebounding. That's I do fully agree with you. If you look at the numbers, they will tell you that the Knicks are like the top 5 best rebounding teams or something like that. And it's really not because we give you can be there, but we give up crucial rebounds in crunch time.
Mhm.
To me, we've been moving the ball pretty well. I think we average about 26 to 27 assists a game. So the moving the ball is not the problem. For me, again, it's rebounding, rebounding the ball. RJ Barrett, Randall have to wake up. These last couple of games have been absolutely, and Clutch, you know how much I love RJ.
Yeah.
Right now, man, it's rough. It is rough for RJ, man. And I get so annoyed because you have certain players that just in the beginning of the season start off slow and start off hot.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I would truly love for RJ to have a hard start for once in the beginning of a season because man, it is just rough. Right now, his numbers would tell you that he's averaging like 19 or 18 points a game.
Yeah, he's averaging
but he's like shooting 30, like again, another subpar 40%.
Mm-hmm.
3 right now is just atrocious.
Like it is 20% right
now. It
is
just, I'm not, one thing I know the shot's going to fall with RJ. I know his 3-point shooting is going to get back up. He's going to probably bump it up for the season to hopefully 36, 37%. But man, we need RJ to wake up, man. And this was kind of tough because I've noticed in games where he plays against Hunter, he does not do that well because they're kind of the same player, body-wise.
At least the way we utilize RJ, because this is the one thing we could both agree on. RJ struggling from 3, but no doubt about it, the way we utilize RJ, it's not his game at all. Like, even when RJ's on as a 3-point shooter, like, he made 3 threes the other night, whatever it was. But you could still tell, like, that's not going to continue. Like, he's going to be efficient shooting 3. Like, he's still a streaky 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
Yes, he's solid, but we know he likes to drive in. They kind of use him as a catch-and-shoot guy. He should be moving within the offense more.
So, Clutch, I've been talking about this for a few years now. To me, again, they don't utilize RJ as a cutter. They don't utilize him as much as they should with him cutting to the ball and cutting and moving around. I hate that they have him stationary around just like the corner. I get that's Thibs' offense, but man, to me, since RJ's been here, he's been a good cutter when he showed moments. And to me, great ball movement. In which again we happen, like I said, we averaging 26 assists, 27 assists a game. So the ball movement there, but it's just, man, if we got RJ moving around, I think he'll get a lot of easier points and he'll get more efficient shots to get more confidence because, man, again, I swear, I think RJ is the most blockable guy in the league right now. Like
he led. Was it last season or maybe even when he's been in the league? He's been one of the most blocked players in the league, and I don't know how many assists we are averaging. I know it was a lot better. Maybe it was like over 25 assists at the beginning of the season, but I think it's kind of fallen off a little bit lately because we kind of go away from the ball movement in the fourth quarter. But go ahead.
Yeah. So with RJ, man, you just have to. He has to move better, man. He has to wake up, man. Because again, if you want to be an all-star, if you want to be to the next level, if you want to be compared to your counterparts, which you want to be compared to the Darius Garlands, the Jaws, the Zions, the Tyler Heroes, you got to step it up, man. Because to me, there's still a stiffness with RJ I see a lot sometimes, and I don't see I call it the loosey goosey like of how again he's never going to be loose like John. That's just not.
Oh no, happen. He's just special like that.
He's just special. But I mean, like I said, I still see a stiffness with RJ where it's like. Just I don't know. Sometimes he just doesn't look comfortable, and sometimes I feel like he doesn't know what he's doing. And then, again, this happens in the beginning of the season with RJ, and then he'll get hot during midway through the early part of the season. But again, if RJ wants to step up, your all-star is judging from the beginning, from October to pretty much January. That's when you're judged to be an all-star. So you only have about 4 months to be an all-star. You know what I mean? So it's kind of rough. And for me, with Julius Randle, these last couple of games have just been terrible. Terrible with Julius Randle. Like, dude's averaging, like, how do you start off, like, you start off like the first 3 or 4 games, you're averaging 22 and like 9 and like 5.
Hmm.
But now you're guys averaging like 14 points. And it's like, we come on, man. You're supposed to me, Randall should be
At least 18 and 19, because I
18 or
don't think
19.
I don't think he'll ever return to the All-Star form. Because this is what I'm asking out of Randall. I'm like, some people are like, 'cause I remember making a video like, is Randall gonna bounce back this year? But it wasn't just talking about him being an All-Star. I'm okay with him averaging 18 to 19 points if it's on good efficiency and he's playing
Yeah.
smart. Because the big thing with him is consistently playing smart ball. Don't take those stupid fadeaways. Don't spin into double teams. I think his ball movement's been decent lately, but the thing with Randall, and I feel like all Knicks fans could agree on this, the biggest Randall fans in the world, he could be solid through 3 quarters, but you cannot trust this man in the fourth quarter. I feel like
No.
he just folds. And I
Yeah.
feel like that's one of the problems in this Atlanta Hawks game. I really think we have to take care of this team early or build some momentum early because we can't afford to get off slow versus this team because I don't like, and if we're going to thrive at the end of this game, we got to push the pace because these sets, these offensive sets we run in the half court, I
Yeah.
feel like aren't efficient basketball.
No, they're not. I think with again, this is to me why I recommended maybe a year or two ago that Thibs needs to get I kid you not, Clutch. If he had like a Mike D'Antoni as an assistant coach, and he just and again, it's not football where you can have an offensive coordinator,
Yeah.
but I mean, in a sense of a way, if you had that, well, you had like a Mike D'Antoni, like a guy that's like, I just worry about the offense, and you had stuff like that, I feel like would be a lot better because I just believe Thibs' offensive sets are just not. I don't want to say they're not modern, but they're just not
They're
suited
not.
for.
They're
Yeah,
not modern.
they're not. I'm just trying to be nice. They're just not. They're just not good for this team. And I feel like we have the talent to be. We're a young team. To me, we should not be having some of the sets that we have. Dude, Obi to me should be cutting and dunking, and he should be a terror as a small ball center. Or you should have to me exotic sets of Randall and Obi at the same time on the court where it's like you can't guard 2 6'8" guys. You got one dude that can pound the ball in the paint, and you got a dude that can just jump from anywhere. That's dangerous to me. And then you got guys like RJ that can cut. You got tough guys like Jalen Brown. To me, our offensive set should be way more exotic than what we're having because even I'm not gonna lie, it's so predictable. I see it when we
Yeah.
play, man. And if I see it, NBA coaches and teams see it. So it's tough.
How would you defend Trae Young in this game? Because when it comes to our personnel, I'm not like I talked to MH about this the other day. RJ's been maybe this season he's improved a little bit. I'm not saying compared to last season. It's just that he started off so shit defensively this season that it's like
Yeah.
anything a little better looks
Yeah.
decent. But who are we going to defend? Who are we going to use to defend Trae Young? That's why I feel like we need one of those scrappy guys in the starting lineup. Like, the Celtics have a Marcus Smart. The Golden State Warriors have a Draymond Green. Like,
Yeah, it's
go ahead.
yeah. So one thing I have not agreed with Thibs this season is putting RJ on these super athletic, point guards, and I get it, right? He wants to get RJ accustomed to doing so many things, but dude, it's terrible. Like it is terrible, and it's like you're just making RJ's value and defensive efficiency go down because you're having RJ guard the ones, and it's like defensively he's a really RJ is really truly a bigger shooting guard. He's just a big shooting guard. To me, he's a small forward, but he just can't stay with those guys. And when you have guys like Ja, you got guys like he's guarding. It's just they're blowing past him. He's too slow footed on the defensive end to stay with these guys, and then also it's not working on the offense again because they're not guarding RJ.
And you know who's next to RJ? Evan Fournier.
And that makes it even. And don't listen, man. Don't get me started on Evan Fournier, man. I mean,
I don't even know what he's gonna do this game. Like, so obviously you have DeJounte Murray, and then you have like DeAndre Hunter. Like, who is he gonna defend? Like, even DeJounte, like Hunter, we know he's kind of limited. Like, he's kind of a guy that's will sometimes come around screens, knock down threes, but he's also proven that he can sometimes get to that mid-range shot. He's not
he's
crazy
very
fast, but he's stronger than Fournier. Like, Fournier is not a strong dude because I've always brought this up. So Fournier is 6'7". If you watch the Knicks,
is he 6'7" really?
you wouldn't believe it because he plays so soft. and he doesn't play like he's 6'7" out there on the floor. Because yeah, I was looking at heights the other day. I'm like, wow, Fournier's taller than RJ.
I thought he was 6'5".
No, he's taller than that.
Yeah, but
Dumbass.
and it's crazy because like to me, this would be the perfect game for Deuce. Um, yeah, this to me would be the perfect game. And the way you guard him, you got to get under. You got to get under him, man. You got to make him fight, make him earn his shots. Like our defense this season it's been
It's not bad.
terrible.
It's been
It's
bad.
been terrible. I mean, and I know, granted, sometimes I know our defense. Like you know what's crazy? No, Clutch. It would be like February, and the Knicks would have like the fifth best defensive rating. And I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, when did this happen? But right now it's really rough. And to me, the way to guard Trey Young, man, is just you get those guys like the deuces. You get the
Hmm.
guys like the deuces to go get him, to get on there and to fight him, and to make him earn it. Like make him earn all his shots. Don't go on the screens. Don't To me, but I would say this though, as you do let him take those Steph Curry range shots because he's not good at that range. Like popular belief, he's really not that good. I mean, I don't know what he's shooting this season.
Yeah.
But I would do that and let him take the Curry shots. But anything other than that, no, man. This kid is dangerous with the ball in his hands, and you have to make him work. Again, I would probably not have RJ on him just because just no. Stop having RJ on point guards, please. This season, I'm already done with RJ on point guards.
The thing I'm afraid of like obviously I'm afraid of his shooting from beyond the arc because I've noticed with Trey Young, like the theme of him playing us, like he's gonna knock down his threes, but I feel like he always knocks down those huge deep threes in the fourth quarter to just put us away. Like
Yeah,
that's the thing with Trey Young. He just loves playing on the big stage. That's why I do not want this game to be close down the stretch. It's probably gonna be close because they're still a talented team. But I'm scared of the pick and roll and I'm scared of his passing more than anything. I feel like that floater, those alley oops he throws, he just kills us with those all the time because he does a good job. Like you think he's going up with the floater, but he's really throwing an alley oop to a Kongwu. We'll see if he plays in this game or Capella.
yeah.
And again, Mitch, he needs to be better. Like we know Mitch can block shots, and we know he's a good offensive rebounder, but he can't do the opposite. He allows offensive rebounds, despite him being a good offensive rebounder.
Yeah.
He allows offensive rebounders. And when it comes to like good center personnel, I don't think he's yet had that pop game that he's had a good game versus like a quality center that's had
No, I'm
like
trying to think who are we facing so far this season?
so we beat the Magic, we beat the Pistons, we beat the Hornets, we played the Grizzlies. He did terrible against Steven Adams.
I mean, it's Steven Adams. I give him that.
He's a strong dude. Capella's a strong dude.
Well,
We
see,
the
with
Bucks. So yeah, Brooke Lopez he struggled with. So
yeah. So I mean, again, right? Mitch has not been really good this season so far. He just hasn't.
you know who's averaging more. You know Isaiah Hartenstein's averaging more minutes than him because Mitch has been in foul trouble.
Yeah, and that's the
Yeah.
thing, man. It's like Mitch is going back. Like, see, Mitch is being so inconsistent because, like, there was that one season where, man, he didn't get in foul trouble. Like, he barely fouled out. Now
Mhm.
it's like we're going back to Mitch earlier years when he's like fouling, like he grabs two quick fouls, and it's like, dude, you put in Isaiah Hartenstein in a tough spot to guard the starting centers, and that's not what we want Isaiah Hartenstein to do. We want him to space the floor against the second unit and to make him, to let him feast on them dudes. But again, right, it's tough because again, right, man, these last two games have just been pretty bad for the Knicks. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna lie, even the Hornets games was bad. Golly, if they had LaMelo and
Oh yeah.
it would have been over.
Let's give
So
credit to the Hornets though. So they did beat the Hawks and they beat the Warriors. Well, the Warriors been kind of struggling. They lost to the
yeah,
Pistons as well. I don't know if you saw that,
oh, yeah, I
but
did. I was like, wait, what?
and credit to Dennis Smith Jr. He's been balling.
Say this, Noah. I have
Good.
to apologize to Dennis Smith Jr. I did thought he was going to be out the league. I thought he was going to be with the Shanghai Sharks with Frank Ntilikina. I will say this: Kevin Knox is on his way out. Kevin Knox is on his way out. He's
Yeah,
been he's been
he's been bad.
yeah.
Yeah, and limited minutes, but Jalen Brunson, I think we're gonna need a big game from Brunson. This could be a statement game from Brunson. Like RJ needs to have a statement game also, obviously though, because it's the Hawks. Julius Randle, he struggled against John Collins when it came playoff time. Randle's gonna have to play smart. I want him to take this game personal, but play smart at the same time. Like put your head down, be aggressive.
He always gets it in with John Collins, man. He always
Yeah.
argues with John Collins.
But don't take those stupid fadeaways. Just make the right basketball play. Don't try to do too much. But Brunson, I could see him having a solid game. unless they put DeJounte Murray on him, because I could see him struggling against his length. But Trae Young, we know he's literally a traffic cone defensively. He could try, but he's not a good defensive player. But I could see Brunson getting into those step back threes. I can see him kicking it out to RJ. Just RJ needs to knock him down though. He needs to get better at his finishing too though. Like he gets to the basket. It's just like you have to finish because you'll see him have a very impressive finish. And then I'm like, all right, how did you not make that? I guess one thing we could talk about is he's improved his free throw shooting. He's shooting better than last year from the free throw line, I guess. But my standards are just so low for RJ right now. Just hit your open threes. But I really want to see the bench contribute in this game because quickly when I feel like he plays the Atlanta Hawks, he gives us some momentum with a huge three. I remember in game one when we played the Hawks, Isaiah Hartenstein, I think he could have a huge game if Okongwu doesn't play because he'll be going up against Frank Kaminsky. He's not the best defensive player.
I need 40 points from the
From
bench.
from the bench, I could see it happening if Bogdanovich doesn't play and Okongwu don't play. I think it's really possible. Credit
Yeah,
to Justin Holiday, like Aaron Holiday, but like we should, like the bench should play. If Tibbs doesn't play the bench this game, if Obi gets like 15 minutes again, that's just unacceptable.
yeah. Listen, man. I nobody's gonna like what I'm about to say, but some people might. I'm scared that Obi, if Tibbs ever gets fired, or if Obi has to get traded, man, I think he's gonna blow up.
Like he's gonna ball out, right?
He's gonna ball out,
Oh,
man.
I agree with you.
And I
If I'm
think so.
Obi, like let's be real, Isaiah. If we were in Obi's position right now, and for example, Randall plays a bad game, like against the Bucks, he didn't play that well, or pretty much no one played that well in that game. And Obi still managed to only get 17 minutes, and you see the way he's utilized. If I'm Obi, I'm asking out. I honestly am asking for a trade. If I'm Obi, like, yes, you may get love from the fans, but I'm trying to go to a younger organization that I'm like, oh, I have a chance to start or have starters minutes, and I have a coach that isn't outdated, and they actually use me the right way. So I
I
don't
agree with
blame you
you.
at all. From the beginning of this game, I want RJ Barrett to get touches. I think RJ Barrett needs to constantly just get touches so he's constantly in rhythm. And I know RJ leads this team in field goal attempts, but it's just like look at the shots that he is taking. Some of that is on him though. Sometimes he has questionable drives, pushes up those awkward push shots when he should be kicking it out. He needs to be better finishing at the rim. I understand that. But it's just like put him in the position to be successful because sometimes when he doesn't take a certain amount of shots, or it doesn't really get into a rhythm early, he's like, well, I have to chuck up the shot to try to get into some type of rhythm. But we're going to have to play physical. We're going to have to play fast because I don't trust this team in the half court setting. We're going to have to come out aggressive on defense. Mitch is going to have to bring his A game because when it comes to fourth quarter, down the wire, Ken's Trae Young, it's going to be huge, but possibly with Bogdanovich out, maybe a Kongwu or Bogdanovich will be out. And if a Kongwu's out, those could be some huge misses. But we're also going up against brand new personnel of DeJounte Murray, who can get after it defensively, someone that is very athletic as well, can distribute the basketball. But we'll see if Trae Young struggles to play without the ball. Let me know down below. Do you think the Knicks will come out victorious or the Atlanta Hawks? Thank you guys so much for a great amount of support. Peace out, y'all.